When the guys of Above Security asked me what I want to discuss in this presentation, I recall that the two hottest subjects or the two hottest trendy hits of the year are either data in the cloud or mobile security, and more precisely, bring your own devices. I choose the second one. I will leave the first one for next year, guys, if I'm still invited. So hints for you. So before going forward with the presentation, I just want to ask you some questions here. So who from you are allowing personal mobile devices in their company, so for the employee to use personal mobiles in accessing the company environment? Okay. Not too much, but who is thinking of doing that? Okay, all right. So let's begin with why bring your own devices, or BYOD. So I often ask my colleagues or friends from the information security industry or from any other industries why they choose to allow their employee to bring their own devices into the company and to use them accessing their company environments. They brought some of those reasons to me. So they always tell me that BYOD is commonly promoted to reduce IT support hassle, reduce costs associated with company-owned hardware. Some surveys brings that $80 per mobile devices per month are used. So for larger company with more than 5,000 or 10,000 employees, providing those mobile devices, providing BlackBerries or whatever, I think it can be a cost saver. Reduce service fees and devices provisioning for sure, and ensure better flexibility and availability, so near instant response. And then what they are saying that it boosts employee satisfaction and morals. I don't know you guys if you think that, but it can. But most of them, I would say, they are telling me that one day, one of their executive, president, vice president, manager, woke up and asked them that he want to use his brand new iPad he bought yesterday to work with. Follow executive technology trends. What we can say? No, I don't think that it will go. So this is really what are the reasons I collected from all of my colleagues where they want to use the bring your own devices or the mobile devices, personal mobile devices in environment. I'll just go forward with some trends. These are collected from a survey from the ISF, so International Security Forum did. And as we see here, current by deployment status, planning, 11%, broad deployment, 13%, not interested right now, I think that it will be more 10%, pilot, proof of concept, 36%, and exploring researching, 30%. What will be the status in 6 months? So it's planning 13, broad deployment a little bit higher, so 32, still not interested, 6, pilot 34, and exploring researching 15. So I don't think that this matches what I collected in the beginning from these audiences, But this is our really worldwide trends. Those were collected through, among us, several industries: financial, insurance, computing, legal, etc. Second trend, why or who is using the mobile devices. And as you can see, this joins us a little bit what I heard about the executive persons, managers that want to use their latest technological toys, 76%. Road warriors, like insurance or banking person that are on the road, 51% technology worker, ourselves. 53, on-call support 22, IT support 27, and others 42. Okay. Acceptable use. Most of them are using them exclusively for corporate emails. I think that this is the most important part of it. Some to access business applications, personal web-based email, so internet, Wi-Fi or other local networks, non-business application, and I want to really dig on this and understand what is this non-business application, and other 6%. Those are the trends, really. But is it a newcomer? And the question is, mobility, is it new? Did it came with BlackBerries, iPhones, iPad? I don't think so. Okay, a little definition. What is a mobile device? It's a generic term used to refer to a variety of devices that allow people to access data and information from wherever they are. Quite clear. We are traveling, we are outside the company, and we have access to our data. We are not stealing, we have access to our environment, but it's more our data. So I don't think that is new. For all of you that recall of this, we always have data on that, and we are bringing them with us. So they are mobile. Laptops, emails, we go forward. USB sticks. Who don't have an USB stick with him here? Okay, all of you have. External hard drives. And then come the most important here, the iPad, iPhone, or the new gadgets. So we are comfortable to say that it's not quite new. The problems we had with those are the problems we kept having for the last 30 years or more, the moment that we decided that the data will not reside in one system, but it will be transferred from one another. Let's go to some bring your right devices misconception. I collected those from some of our fellowship from several companies, or even the security teams I met, and they are get a little bit defensive and have some misconception about the boy. Why? They are, when they are afraid to implement the bring your own devices, they said, we don't have a proper information security environment, so the executives won't push that on us. Sorry, guys, they will do. When they want something, they will get it. So be prepared. If you don't have the proper security, put it in place, because if it's not already there, it will be coming. No need to invest in infrastructure. Okay, if we have mobile devices, so we don't need to invest in anything else or more. No. They are particular. They have to be treated as, even if the phenomenon is not new. User awareness is enough to prevent business information from being stored locally on the device. I think that Warren came with that. We are the weakest link, and I include myself in it. I'm the bad student, the bad lady, and I have some of my corporate information in my laptop. Sorry, it's more practical. BYOD is an IT problem. Nope. It's a corporate problem. It can't be solved by IT. It can be secured or it can be managed by IT, but it's not an IT problem. Last but not least, BYOD cannot be secured. I do not agree. They can be. They have to be looked at. They have to be well managed, but they can be secured. If we know what are our boundaries, having personal mobile devices in our environment is good. It can open security breaches, but it has to be also controlled. And we have to set the boundaries, what can be done with those and what can't. Company worries from BYOD. And when you talk to companies or even to security teams, as I said, that they all tend to be a little bit defensive about the bring your own devices phenomenon. And most of them think that allowing their employees to have or to use some of those within the organization environment will lead to either confidential customer information leakage, theft, malware and viruses outburst, insecure operating systems, discrepancy between different versions, security breaches, compliance requirement or compliance or non-compliance with some requirements. Yeah, I completely agree with them. But again, are those exclusive to mobile devices and to the bring your own devices phenomenon? Sorry to bring the news to all of you guys, but it's no. So the question I always ask my friends is, why you have discovered this now? Come on, guys. As I said, we were traveling with the data since the last 30 years. So why having the smallest technology toy brings up to you all those fears and saying, wow, we are exposed. We were exposed way along. So how real is the mobile devices BYOD threat? And some of you will find me a little bit controversial with that, and I really like being like that. So the risks or threats are the same from the introduction of the notion of data mobility. Data theft, leakage, loss are present since the data is mobile. It is the same as we are saying that employee can use their own USB sticks or personal laptops in the corporate environment, and then either lose these devices or have them the sources to be the sources of virus outburst. So it's not new. The risk is present and real, but it's not new. I don't want all of you guys come forward and say that by using those mobile devices, by allowing an employee to have those mobile devices, you are bringing in new threats in your company. No, they are there. They are not new, but we are increasing the attack vector. Yes. Bring your own devices or mobile devices usage in general increases the attack surface and multiply the attack vector. We have more entry points to our environment. This is true, and I totally agree. So the probability to have a successful attack is higher. Absolutely. And as a personal device, Multiple insecure and uncontrolled usage may occur. Why? Because they are our devices. We won't apply strict security policy to our iPhone. I want to use my iPad, iPhone, for whatever I want, whenever I want. I won't put a firewall on it, for sure. So, really, we are prone to weaken the security of our own devices and use them widely within any environment, and this can really bring some threats or some new attack vector to the company if we are using those insecure ones in their environment. What to do? What's next? I think that from what I heard in all the industry, and I don't want to bash on vendors here, they are all my friends, but they come and say, look guys, you will be using BYOD or mobile devices in your environment. You have to redo your entire security strategy. Come on, guys. You're just adding something, a new technology. I don't want to redo my security strategy for this. So don't completely redo that. Don't hear them. If they tell you this, just challenge them, because if you know your exposures and risk, if you know your variable and critical systems and data where are, and if you deploy appropriate protection and confinement measure to avoid data leakage and ensure to control the enrollment of the bring your own devices and choose the targeted audience, I don't think that you will be redoing anything. You will be just enforcing some controls. More of that. Their technology is welcome. Why? Because you have to choose a mobile devices management technology that have to be added to your protection or to the protection of your environment. But do not forget that it's just a tool. It's not your policy. It's not your strategy. It comes along with your firewall, IDS, IPS, DLP, whatever you're using to enforce your security. So don't put 100% of your effort in it. I'm speaking by experience. So update, develop the appropriate policies and procedures in your company. And this is applicable to all the new trends you want to add or to all the new technology you want to use. So develop a bring your own devices policy and refresh your awareness campaign for sure. Most important, have the user sign a user security liability agreement. Why? When we are using our own devices in the company, if we lose them, as a company, I want to be sure that all the corporate information residing in this mobile device, I can wipe it, I can control it, but there are the personal information also there. And we know that in Canada, we have really to make sure that we don't trip us personal information, and use them or expose them. But we have also, as a company, you have to protect ourselves and say, if you lose it or if it is stolen, I must be able to protect my own data also. I can't let those mobile devices in the panorama and doing nothing with that. So whoever can find those mobile devices can have access to my data. So the security and liability agreements will allow you from a legal prospect and from a practical prospect to protect yourselves. You will have the power to remotely delete, wipe, or even investigate the user personal devices just to make sure that the user is correct. Define also user privacy limits compared to the company's security and compliance needs. What we can do with the mobile devices, with our personal mobile devices, and what we can't. If we are using them in the corporate environment, for sure, we won't be Googling a torrent website and downloading whatever we want, even if it is our personal device. And most important, set the expectations. What you can use your mobile devices for. Email, normal. It's obvious. Some business application depends. How these business applications are accessible. Through the web? Yes. Or through any channel? I doubt. Personally, I won't let it go. It's your call, guys. But the most important, as I said, set the expectation. Using our own devices at work does not mean we can do everything with it. That's it. So thank you, guys, and feel free to come to me and ask me any question in the afternoon.